Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to Jason Unleashed. I said I wasn't going to say that in 2021. Thank you for joining me here on Jason Unleashed. How's it going, you guys? Jason Carter here. Thank you so much for watching. Great show for you today. I have one of the OG original members of the Pussycat Dolls, Carmit Bachar, is going to be on the show. Yes, you're welcome. Huge fans. I know. I had to bring her to you. 2020 was kind of a hiccup for the group because in 2019 they had their song React. The reunion was happening. The reunion tour was going on. The Unfinished Business tour was going to come all around the world. And then, of course, the pandemic upended all of that. So it's all good because now in 2021, great stuff is on the horizon. We're going to chat with Carmit. We're going to reconnect, Kiki, and get all the yummy and delicious deets on what she has going on. And also relive the splendor of all the incredible music of the Pussycat Dolls. I mean, how can we forget one of the best-selling girl groups of all time, one of the best girl groups of all time, Oscar-nominated, Grammy-nominated, millions of records sold, charts, and they're back. So Carmen's going to be here in just a few. Hopefully the internet connection's better because, I don't know what's going on. I paid my bill. Are we good?
Take two.
Take two. Is this better?
This is better. Better.
All right. Carmit, hi. Happy New Year.
Hi, my love. Happy New Year. Well, you're in a new territory, right?
I had to jump ship to Florida, the sunnier shores of Florida, because LA girl was like, I just couldn't anymore. I just could not.
I don't blame you. I've been thinking for a while that I needed to kind of just try something new. Nothing's forever, right?
Right.
And anytime you change it up, it always freshens up your whole energy and aura and opportunities. It's really great. So congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, first of all, this lob is incredible. You look incredible. How are you feeling? How is your energy? How is Carmit doing in this first month? It feels like the first year of 2021. This month is dragging, but how are you doing?
I feel like it's a take two, just like we just did. Like it's a total redo because it's been, the whole year just went by and we're like, wait, what? What just happened?
I know.
Nothing and everything happened. And so much like just trials and tribulations and COVID and, political stuff and personal journeys. And, we've all had all of that, but in a great way. If we don't move forward without a lesson, then we haven't grown, right? And this is like the real awakening. I feel like everybody's waking up. If anything, just conscious to even like how we've been in our own lives with maybe the limitations that we've just acquired and not even realized. And there's just so many things that have come out of this. And I'm grateful and I stay grateful. And I remind myself to stay grateful. I remind my family every day and practice that because it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to actually experience it. It's an overwhelming emotional feeling. And, we have so much to be grateful for.
Right. I couldn't agree with you more. So let's talk about what you learned last year because last year was the most. First of all, the pandemic, civil unrest, an election. You have a young daughter who is biracial. How did you have that conversation with Kayala Rose about race relations and growing up Black? I'm sure that was a moment that you had to have with your young daughter.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And she's kind of at that ripe age where she can understand enough of what's going on, but I also was protective of some of the visual things that she didn't need to see, But ultimately, it stands in learning compassion and understanding and listening for others because people have, the things that have created these judgments of other people, right? Because when you're young and they're young, they play with everybody plays with everybody.
Right.
There are no you're this, you're that, I'm this, I'm that. It's so she's at that just beautiful stage. She can understand. Mm-hmm. Where she might feel or she might see how somebody treats her differently. So we actually even had a situation with her playing an online game where we had a predator. So we had to explain to her that other, situation, which was, because she's not even a girl.
Right.
So it's been pretty It's been an intense journey for kids as well, because they're so used to interacting with each other and playing, and now they're just on their computers. I mean, just even it's difficult to expect a kid to be on like basically a Zoom or learning environment from 9 to 3 or whatever they do all day, every day. It's just completely different. So their attention span is like different right now, but the racial thing is a big deal for us, because obviously she's mixed and she has to understand all sides of everything, and all the more reason for her to spread compassion and love and understanding. And it's a big topic, so you do it in doses, micro doses.
Sure. Yeah. You have to microdose the kids, because also as adults, if 2020 was a lot for us to handle and we couldn't wrap our mind around it, imagine children who have to lean on adults for that guidance, and we're trying to move through it, and then we're uncertain, we're not sure, we're in some ways insecure. It's a lot, but I'm glad it's over. A new year. You are killing the game. Well, I'm just going to jump to it. Bazaar, Harper's Bazaar, Vietnam, the cover, incredible. The photos were so otherworldly. How did that happen? And can we still celebrate that? Let's celebrate that again. God.
Please, are you kidding me? I'm still not over it. It still feels surreal. Like I just been saying it's a dream come true. I mean, I always wanted to do covers of magazines, but like this, you know, the Harper's Bazaar brand is like next level for me.
Yeah.
And I just am so happy with the way the pictures turned out. The team was incredible. Sequoia Manuel is an incredible photographer. Zenica on makeup. Michael Solis, my 20-year husband, second husband, who did my hair, you know, has always kept me right. And just, and Matt, you know, my publicist, Matt, who's just really connected the dots and kept me moving in a direction and an evolution of where I needed to go. And he saw where I needed to be, and he saw the level of, you know, what needed to happen in my career. And I feel like I finally, you know, found a team and people that see me, believe in me, and I'm here for it. We're all rising together. You know, it's not just about one person. Everybody has their own lane. There's enough space for everybody. And yeah, so it's exciting, because it's like, you know, just the whole even reunion coming back together. And now we're all kind of this new chapter, this new phase of our lives. And then all of a sudden it was like chop, right? So like, what are we going to do? Do we just stop? No, we're creatives. We keep it moving. We keep it pushing. And it's been a blessing to be able to do those covers and stay active and create magic and photo shoots. And then now I'm on to my little entrepreneurial BS.
Well, we're going to talk about that, because you are definitely have your hands in so many things, Carmit. And you've always been, I mean, like, I've known you for over 20 years, and like, you've always had your hands in so many things. But getting back to having all of this happen for you, was there a time, or do you look back on a time where you thought this was never going to happen, where you thought that you would never be able to be in an interview like this, saying, my team, these people, this village of people that has supported me is positive, they see me, they see my value? Did you ever think you would get to this point?
I always thought I would get to this point, but it actually didn't necessarily happen in the time that I thought it would happen. I have to say, you know, entering the industry, you have high hopes and big dreams, and, you know, they're, what's the word? Unstoppable at the time, you know, and then things happen, like the harsh reality of the industry, and all the internal politics and all the things that actually go down behind the scenes that a lot of people have no idea.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find loyal people that actually really do have your best interests at heart, that have your back, that support you for real. And that kind of stuff tends to show its face now that we have social media as to what's real. And especially in this past year, it has come to light that, you know, I think real authenticity is being craved more and more. You know, we're all going through this situation, and it's not easy. So let's be real. What are we really doing? Are we putting on a show, or are we like really trying to connect with our audience,
Right.
engage with our fans, talk to your people like that? Because that's the real, not the show of like, you know, what
Right.
it is. But at the height of heights, when all things were moving and rocking and rolling, you know, you're as a creative, you're just having a good time. So I wasn't realizing that I didn't really have that team of people that supported me, and it was kind of heartbreaking, I have to say, you know.
Yeah.
And then you also see who your real friends are, like all that stuff happens. So, but gratefully, because I'm born and raised in LA, I have my relationships with people and in the industry and people that I've met along the way, like through thick and thin, I see who's who now.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to have this team and have connections. And I really only want to work with people that are like-minded, that are supportive, women supporting other women, and, you know, people that are just want to create and collaborate. It's not about like, I did everything. It's all me. It's all me. No, nobody does anything by themselves. There's a whole backstory and back team that makes things happen. You know, whether it's a song, whether it's a performance, whether it's a production, whether it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, we could turn on our phone and do this live, but other than that, anything else takes teamwork. And so I'm all about putting people on and giving them their moment to shine, man. That's what it's about. It's time, man. This is a new era. So
It's a new dawn. It's a new day, and we're feeling good, right?
yes, and I'm feeling good. Yeah.
How did you heal from the trauma, right? Because you are probably one of the most positive people I know. I have never, in all the conversations, Carmit, that me and you have had, I have never ever seen you venture down a path that wasn't positive. You always bring it back to gratitude. You always bring it back to, hey, this is life. We're rocking and rolling. But you're human. You're human. And this business is brutal. This business is unforgiving. And this business will take from you and then peace out. Healing from that, though, how did you, like, where did you muster the strength to keep on going?
Oh man, there were times when I didn't know if I could. It was one of the most challenging and darkest holes that I've been in my life. I think because I've always felt like a warrior, like, you know, having gone through everything that I went through as a child and all my surgeries, and, you know, you feel like, oh, I've overcome that and I've created this life, and I'm, you know, and then it was like when I think it was all the stress in the world started piling up and then affecting the stress in my body, there were just so many levels, things that came out that I realized I hadn't even dealt with, so to speak, the traumas of my surgery when I was a child. And all of us have something that we need to heal from. Like that's legit. And it takes work. It takes commitment to yourself. And we're so easily caught up in watching something else or watching somebody else.
Right.
Or watching, you know, looking at Instagram or whatever. And because it's addictive. It's created to be like that. But we can get sucked into that hole versus turning inwards and doing some work, which is absolutely necessary. So one thing that I got out of last year was that self-work is not just like, oh, I need to do some work on myself right now. No, it's like, it needs to be integrated into like every day, right? It needs to be part of what you do, whether it's working out, whether it's meditating, whether it's taking a moment of stillness for yourself. Like all that stuff is so vital to where we are as a society too. And I'm excited that my daughter sees that in me, because she knows how important it is now to take the time. And even if she's, you know, making fun of it, like she'll sit on the beach and she'll be like, you know, and I'm like, sure, do whatever it takes you to take a deep breath. Great. You know what I mean? So, you know, literally there was a moment in time where I was just like, one moment at a time is what it is for me right now. One breath at a time. Because if you think of everything as a whole, it's overwhelming.
Overwhelming, yeah.
Anxiety just creeps in, grips you, and I was debilitated, like for a moment. It was really intense, and it was just one moment to moment. I'll get through this moment to get to the next one, and then the better days started opening up, and then it was like more good days than bad days started opening up, and then I started feeling more like myself and having, so, but it's scary, when you feel like you've lost yourself or you feel disconnected, it's intense, but I think we've all had those things that we have to go through to get to the other side, and it makes us stronger.
It does. Like some people liken what you just said about one day at a time, one breath at a time, one step at a time. And then they, like you said, every day you felt more and more like yourself. It's like that scene in Sex and the City after the movie, after Big stands up Carrie and then she dyes her hair. And then she says, by September, I was back to my old self again. What was that moment where you woke up, or was there a definitive moment where you just said, like, I'm okay, like, I'm good, where you were able to look back and you emerged the new, I hate to say like the new Carmit because you're so multi-layered, but you made it through the storm. You realized that, hey, I'm a survivor and I've survived this, and here are the stripes I've earned during my time at battle.
Yeah, actually, there were a couple of moments because, like I said, it came in increments where I feel like all of a sudden I felt like a cloud lifted, and I was like, and I felt, like I said, that feeling, emotion of gratitude versus saying I'm grateful for something. And that was, I was like, ooh, I feel a shift, and then I would have some not so great moments, and it's hard not to regress, and feel like, oh, I'm not feeling good anymore. But then I have another good day, and then I felt like, oh, I'm, starting to get my little groove back, and so it was in increments, honestly. But so, like I said, Matt, my publicist, was incredible because there was the retreat photo shoot that we did in September, and I had been going through my just really dark place, and we were supposed to do that way earlier, and I was like, I can't, like, I'm not in that place, I'm not ready, I'm not mentally, I don't think, I can't, like, I didn't feel presentable, and I went through some stuff, like physically too, that I had to try to decrease the inflammation in my body, which is a huge part of ailments and dis-ease in general for people, any kind of inflammation. So I changed my diet. I did no meat, no dairy, no sugar, no gluten for a month, and it definitely helped. It wasn't even like a choice, like, oh, that's going to be hard. It was like, I have to do this. It was not hard. And then he was like, okay, you think you're going to be ready? And I was like, let's put it on the map, and I'm going to work towards that goal. And that helped me to have a goal out there going, okay, I'm working towards that day. So by the time I came back, I literally came back into town like the day or two before the shoot. And the day before, I drove back into town, and I was like, oh, here we go. I'm going to do this. And as soon as we started, I got hair and makeup on, and my first outfit, we started shooting, I was like, oh, shit.
You're like, I am back, baby.
I'm like, maybe it's just right now, but I feel good.
Carmit, I celebrate the shit out of that because, I mean, I think when people think of the dolls, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it 100. This is my show, and I can. I don't think of any people normally think of you. You have been the most. I think you. How do I say this without sounding shady? I think your star quality and your energy and everything you encompass as a woman and as a performer is so evident and so clear as day that even on your worst day, you still will always have that about you. And I get not feeling yourself. You know how you're, especially as a dancer and someone who is so in tune with their body, you know how you want to feel and how you want to look. It's a feeling, right? So when it's off, it's like, boom, it's off. However, I'm glad that when you had that moment to where you're like, I worked hard, I made this up, because we all need that. We all need those days where we're just like, I'm dope. Right?
I lost you a little bit. Shoot.
No, I'm back. Can you see me?
What did you say? What was the last thing you said?
I said we all need those days where we feel like we're dope.
Yes. And you know what? Those are the days you have to start latching onto. And that's one thing I've learned too, is that it's easy for us to go down those paths. It's like a looping, reoccurring negative thing or whatever you have that's, maybe stuck. You have to stop that thought and shift it in the moment, or else it takes you down that tumbling road, right?
Yeah.
So, because it's easy to do, be like, oh, I don't feel good, and then you live in that moment, and it's like, listen, you're gonna have off days, you're gonna feel bad some days, but you also have the choice to go, you know what, I don't feel that great, but I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna change it up, I'm gonna do something different instead of following in that kind of it's like I was talking about, I've been doing neurofeedback, which is an incredible treatment. It works on the brain. I call it like brain training, basically. It's kind of like doing meditation times 100, and so your brain becomes more resilient. It helps with everything from anxiety and depression and ADHD and any kind of brain trauma, injury, PTSD. But in general, it's to prevent Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, like it's brain health, basically, as well as supplements are incredible. But it's just retraining your neural pathways, because it's like walking down a forest. If you keep walking down the same pathway, that's going to be the little engraved pathway, right?
Yeah.
If that's a negative pathway, you're going to get stuck in that anxiety or that depression and that low point. But if you switch it up and you go a different path, it's going to be new, and it activates different parts of your brain.
Right.
And so that wakes you up. In essence, like, it wakes you up, and that's how I feel. I feel like I got woken up again, because I was just like, how's my mind working against me? How is my mind fighting me? Like, I'm in control, and that's where it gets frustrating, because it literally tests your faith.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like the tinnitus did that too. So, and I still have tinnitus, but it's tolerable. And I've also done this neuroplasticity work, which has helped retrain my brain in order to observe it rather than it take over me and debilitate me. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And how powerful the mind is, so powerful, but also could be your worst enemy. The most powerful drug, but also could be your biggest and the most powerful foe. So, but I'm glad that you had that full circle moment, because and overall health is so important, and without health, you have nothing. Health is wealth, they say. So I'm glad that we're on the right path. I enjoyed Santa Baby. I enjoyed the music video.
Thank you.
That was like, the director did a great job. It was so whimsical and the right thing we needed, even right thing for the holiday season. New music, though. We had to react in 2019. Of course, COVID happened. Unfinished business didn't happen. The tour was postponed. Where are we at with music? Are you recording? I know you're a writer. Are you writing new cuts? What's going on creatively?
The plan is for the Pussycat Dolls to have more new music. Yes. That's the plan. 2021, we are going to be out there, and that is the plan. On the flip side of things, the world is unpredictable, and that's what we've been conditioned right now to just get used to. So fingers crossed that everything works out the way we planned it. As far as what we can do individually, we're all at home being safe, and we can create content, which is why Santa Baby came out of that. But then I'm also just, I'm trying to spawn some new stuff, some new work, and but the main focus is the Pussycat Dolls right now, because we're basically in the interim of the reunion. So, but again, we're all individuals, and the sum of us make the group, right?
Right.
So.
Entrepreneur, you have, like I said, you have your hands in so many different things. What are you working on individually that's fresh, new, and exciting? Because, like, Carmit, since I've known you, you've always been like, yo, on your hustle. Your hustle is ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. What you got? What do you have up your sleeve now?
I love you. Just like you, by the way. You are always on your grind. Hey, give me some trucks. Bam! should play over my house. Oh my God, I love it. Well, yeah, so in that sense, through this journey that I've been on of healing, you know, I used a lot of modalities on my journey, but
Cool.
some of them that were spiritually aligned and things that I can at least contribute and share with my friends and people are how I created this hashtag By 2020 box. Just a couple of key elements that help cleanse, protect your space, and so that you can set your intentions and manifest your best life. Hello.
Yep.
And that's what we all need. So I made created a box. It was something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but hey, we have a lot of time now. And it's been fun to just kind of take on something new and hand pack these boxes and source all the things. So there's a cleansing candle. Of course, it has 100% essential oils, white sage being one of them, bergamot, lavender, frankincense. And then there's a smudge spray. Oh, who's that baby?
Sorry, it's my dog, Valentina. She's jealous. Why are you not paying attention to me?
Cute.
Say hi, baby.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
Thank you.
She is spunky. She said, I want to be in this.
Dude, she's like diva. Every time, if I'm like hugging my husband or someone, she's like, what are you trying to do? What's going on? Why would I invite you to the party? So I had to invite her to the It's okay, baby. Go ahead.
I love it. I love it.
Can you,
Oh, you're glitched. Shoot.
Oh, I'm back. No, we're back.
Okay. Okay, good.
So you have your box. Yeah, so your modalities, that's awesome. So you have crystals. And so where can people get the box?
Yes, so you can get the box off of the link in my Instagram bio, and I am The Real Carmit on every platform pretty much. So I've now set it up as a subscription box, which is really cool. And, you know, every 3 months you can get a box of surprise goodies that will, essential goodies that will facilitate your journey and wherever you are, self-care, self-love, and healing. So it's what I can do because it kind of came from what I went through, you know. It's not just like merch or whatever, which that could be fun too eventually. But
I'm so proud of you, Carmit, because like I said, me and you we've had conversations about career. We talked about like hosting and just the journey in Hollywood. I see it when I look at your Harper's Bazaar cover, you in glamour. I see your growth. Like it's so, it restores so much faith in that life. You can get control. You can take control back, and you make the choice to be your best self. And you're glowing. All your pictures with Kayala. It's just so good to see someone winning.
Thank you, baby. Appreciate it.
Of course. And winning doesn't have to be like, I mean, a Grammy would be great. Means happiness. Winning means being at peace. Winning means taking care of yourself, and you're doing all that. So congratulations, you deserve it.
Thank you, baby. You too. I'm so proud of everything you've accomplished, and you know, it's what we need is just to keep doing what we love doing and keep connecting and moving forward. That's, if anything, this past year is taught us to do is push through, and one moment to the next we'll get there. And even though you know, we've already turned a corner. The year, presidency, there's been a lot of shifting. So I think we're on a good track, and hopefully we will, you know, touring will be able to again, and that would be amazing.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to get all the awesomeness from you and the dolls. It's going to be great. The fans are going to love it. Guys, live in concert eventually. Oh, look. Maybe an intimate show with like, you know, everyone's COVID tested, maybe like 20 people, and you know, I don't know, something. We'll figure it out. But Carmit, it has been awesome chatting with you. I know you have a busy press day today, so I'm gonna let you go. All the best, boo. You're incredible.
Thank you. You too, Jason. It's always great to chat with you. I love you.
Bye, baby. Safe.